My name is Justin Huitema, and my connection with the ocean began probably 12 years ago, like within distance to skateboard down to the beach. So I would go like whenever I got the chance, and just became really close to the ocean where I grew up. Become really passionate about like protecting the ocean, and also just riding the waves of the ocean and going diving and seeing all the biodiversity in it. So really anything ocean related has just like captured my heart in the last decade. Fixing surfboards came from not being able to, spend money to like buy new surfboards, but then the like environmental side of me kind of realized it was a lot more sustainable. So it started by just repairing surfboards, repairing my own surfboards and friends who have broken their boards, and that helps to extend the life of the board compared to throwing it away and buying a new one. Taking entirely broken boards that were snapped in half and reshaping them into entirely new boards, and then they would have another life that could go for years beyond that point. So this board started out as about a 9-foot longboard that had completely snapped and broken, and so I turned it into a 5.5-foot shortboard. I'll show you how that process goes in a little. Basically, we fiberglassed it, and then I took fins from my old surfboard and put them on here as well, just so that we could reuse all the broken materials into one new board again. I have been working with surfboards for about 5 years, repairing them, and then there's been about 20 boards that have been fixed. Only this year is when I started to reshape the board entirely into new ones. So this is an example of one of the boards that needs repairing, and it's halfway through repairs right now, but eventually this board is going to break in waves that snap it probably along one of these stress points, and once it snaps, it's going to be about 2/3 of the size of the original, maybe even half the size. And so from there you take it and you strip all the fiberglass off, and you're left with a polyurethane foam blank, and they're really fragile and really gentle, so you can actually just use hand tools to go ahead and shape them down. This board right here is being turned into a 7-foot long fish surfboard. That's why the tail looks like a fish. But eventually you'll finish shaping, and there's another example of a foam blank that's being shaped. But once that's finished through, you have to do the fiberglassing, and this is kind of an example of like the final product. Once you're done with stripping the glass, forming it, shaping, and then going ahead and putting a new layer of glass on. So I see myself having a connection with the surfboard when I'm shaping it, because every like stroke you make, and especially once you start to make the concave and like the channels on the board when you're shaping it, you kind of imagine in your head how it's gonna feel on the face of the wave, like as you design the board, and it's like pretty fun to experience. I think that repairing and reshaping surfboards is connected to the environment, because the foam that almost every surfboard is made out of is petroleum based. It's plastic based foam, and if the foam has already been produced, then compared to letting it rot in a landfill, or even worse, having a new one produced, I think that it's better to reshape it and or give it to your friends, and have them get all the life out of that surfboard compared to buying new. So it reduces the footprint compared to using virgin materials.